That's
an interesting carrot.
Yeah, it's a four-legged carrot. We're out in the garden here today, guys, and it is the middle of August, and we got to start getting some of the stuff preserved. So that's what we've been working on for the last few weeks here, really. And today, Candace is going to start pulling our carrots. We're going to can up some carrots and green beans today. And she's getting our carrots out of the ground. Me and Candace were just talking, and it dawned on us that we haven't done any kind of garden tour at all, or any kind of update. We've done a few videos here and there throughout the summer for some spot videos of things that we were preserving, but we haven't actually went through the whole garden. So we're gonna do that real quick, and holy moly, look at that carrot. That's a sugar snack, I believe, right?
Yes.
Yep. So that was a new variety that we planted this year, and they look great. So, oh yeah, look at that.
Yeah, they look good.
One thing that we did have a problem with so far this year is moles. They have been getting into everything. They ate so many of our flowers up this year. They ate all the bulbs. They ate probably half of our glads. So we have been picking glads and putting them out to the road for sale. We've been putting them in the house and enjoying them in there. So that's been fun. We've got, let's start out here real quick. We got our kohlrabi, and these dudes are way overgrown. So I'm gonna get to those, pick them and eat them. Probably gonna just pick one. I'll probably pick one today, pick one in maybe a couple days, just kind of eat on it. So we got our basil here. We did do a basil video earlier this year, and this stuff's getting a little bit flowery on us here, but we're gonna clip that back and get some drying. We moved our strawberries from way back there at the end of the garden where they didn't get enough light. We moved them up here, and they have flourished all year. Look at this. They still have strawberries. So the girls have been coming out here and just picking about once per day. They can get a good handful, and they love it. They love snacking on it. We've got our oregano here. We've clipped this 2 times already. We have so much oregano dried that I've been giving it away. So that's been doing really good right there as well. We've got, like I said here, our row of glads. They're almost done, and we're gonna probably pull that up here pretty quick. We got a few in there yet. The moles devastated our garden this year with the flowers. They pretty much ate every tulip bulb or any bulb I put in the fall. They just got. So we've got a row of dahlias here, and these guys are just kind of starting to take off. So these are just kind of coming out. We've got some right here. Look at that. Nice looking flowers. Candace has been putting these out as well, and they've been doing fantastic. These are a dahlia, but they're smaller. They're I don't even know what kind. Me and Candace were talking. We were going to go back and look. Maybe you guys can see, but do you guys see all these pollinators out here? Our bees have been doing their job this year. This whole garden right now is full of bees and honeybees, bumblebees. They are just going to town. There's a bunch of butterflies in here all the time. So it's been really beneficial for our garden. It's really flourished this year. We got a lot more flowers in here. We got a lot of straw flowers. Candace has really liked the straw flowers this year. We got some straws here. And we got zinnias. We have a lot of zinnias in here this year. Basically what Candace did is when we had our big die-off in the spring from the heat, when we first planted, we had a lot of flowers die off because it was just a heat wave right then. We were watering every day. We just couldn't get them watered enough. So anywhere where there was an empty hole, she put some zinnias in. So we've got zinnias kind of spread out through the whole garden here. Candace, do you know what these purple ones are?
No, I gotta look it up.
Well, we got some real nice purple flowers here that neither one of us know the name of. We were gonna go back on our planting videos and kind of check and see what they were. We do have a couple Lisianthus started here. I'll show you. They're coming along. Let's see if I can find another one. There's another one there. They're already kind of done. I think Candace on one of her last videos said that we're pretty much done with the Lisianthus, and I pretty much agree with that. They're just too they take too much time. They're great flower. They look great. They have really good vase life, but it's just too much work for us. We can't baby the flowers that much. We don't have time. Right here we've got our Amaranth. This stuff has now been leaning over. It was 6 feet tall. I think in the last few weeks we've probably gotten 4 inches of rain. There was a couple good rain spells that came through here, and anything that was tall, a lot of it got bent over. So you'll see some things here and there that are kind of laying down, and that's kind of what happened with our Amaranth. It got so big that it just kind of laid over, and we've been still clipping it and putting it in our bouquets out to the road, and they've been doing good. Candace likes them in the house too, so we do enjoy that. We have this row here with a couple sporadic zinnias, like I say, and then this was our sunflower row, and those are pretty much done as well. These were the pro cuts here that we had, and we've pretty much got most of them cut. Those couple on the end right there they were just some branching sunflowers that Candace wanted to put in. She just likes to have sunflowers in the garden. So these guys are pretty much done. We're going to clip these back here and get some more light on our peppers. As you guys can remember, I've got a couple videos this spring about these peppers. These were all started indoors, all but just a couple. But they're looking great. We're going to do our hot sauce, and I'm going to bring you guys along when this stuff is all ripened, and we're going to do a video on that. But here's see if I can just pull some back. These are the Scotch bonnets, and I mean, all these peppers are just looking amazing. All these peppers are doing really, really good. This one kind of laid over, just a fuzz. It's hard to see up in here as to how everything's coming. This is a reaper plant. We've got a couple reapers here that are ready to pick. So, yep, all this stuff's looking great. And we're gonna, let's see. Yeah, there's some red guys in there. These are chilies, I think. We got some habaneros here. And we got some green peppers here. We've already picked a whole batch of green peppers and dehydrated them. So we're starting to get on our second batch here. These will be ready in probably a couple weeks or so. So they're looking fantastic. Like I said, I'm going to do a video on this stuff when it gets a little bit further along. Probably a month or so from now, they're going to be ready to start picking. So we've got our row of potatoes right here. We showed you guys planting these this spring too, and these are pretty much done. I could probably pick them. I'm just trying to get time to be able to pick them and process them. That's my whole thing, is getting enough time to preserve all this stuff. So we have to take, a day on a weekend to do potatoes. We have to take a day to do green peppers and carrots. We have to take a day to do our corn. And that was yesterday. And let me tell you, we got 48 pints of corn canned up. I was up till 10:30 last night with a canner. It just takes some time. Corn takes 55 minutes in a canner, so it takes a little bit, but that stuff is fantastic. We got about a dozen or so eaters in the fridge that we're going to eat on throughout the week. That corn is fantastic. I posted a video last year about how to can corn. It's the same thing I did this year. I haven't changed that in 3 years or so now. You guys go check that out. I'll link that up above, and you guys can see how we do our corn here at Gagne Farms. So down at this end, this is where we had our garlic, and we pulled all our garlic, and now we've got a second succession of carrots that had a hard time germinating. So do have some carrots in here. Just like everybody else's garden this time of year, the weeds, no matter what you do, you're going to have weeds in the garden come August. Candace is making a lot of noise over there. That must mean she's getting something done. So we're going to get this tour done so I can go help her. We got this row here. We've got some banana peppers and some of them fell over. We've already picked a whole batch of banana peppers. We've got some more green peppers in here. We've got some yarrow. We've got dianthus. We've got, I think those are, I don't know what those are, daisies. These might be daisies. So we were just putting our perennial flower bed in here, and they're just getting established. It's a little off right now, but that's okay. It's getting established in there. That's stuff that Candace likes to have around. Now we got our tomato row. These are all Roma tomatoes here for the most part. They're looking all right. They've got blight. We get blight every single year. There's nothing I can do about it. I've sprayed. We got a little rot going on with this guy. So that looks like it's going to be chicken fodder, but we got a lot of nice ones here just blushing out. So we've got quite a few here that are looking good. I think we'll be all right. I was kind of worried that we wouldn't have enough Roma tomatoes this year. But we had so many last year that I've still got quite a few quarts of juice and sauce put up yet. So I think we're going to be good. This is just going to kind of round out, our shelf space here this year. So worst case, we go to a farmer's market or something, pick up a few tomatoes and process them if we need to. We've got other friends with gardens around here we do a little bit of horse trading or something with. So these here are all cherry tomatoes. They're sun golds. We got some down there that are blushing out good. And we've got some, I don't know. Do you remember what the red ones were called? I don't know. I don't remember what the red ones are called. We also got just regular red cherry tomatoes here. This here is a yellow boy, and this is looking really nice. It's got a little bit to go yet, but we got some nice big tomatoes down there. I got that, if you recall, at the end of the season. I went to a store. They had starts on sale, and that was one of them. One of the three survived, but I also got cabbage and broccoli. And check this stuff out, guys. This is looking great. These purple cabbages are just heading up. This cabbage here is starting to split, so I'm going to have to pick that pretty soon. But these guys are looking great. We have already picked all of our broccoli. Well, I don't want to say all. We still got a few small heads in there. But this broccoli took off, did really great. We ended up cutting it just the other day, this last week. I think what Candace did is she just cleaned it all up, cut it up into like floret size pieces, and she froze it. She tried to flash freeze it basically, and we're gonna store it that way and give that a shot. We haven't done that before. I didn't do a video on it because I'd kind of like to, do things once before I, go out there and try to be an expert on it. So that's something coming up for next year. Now here's something else too. These onions here I started by seed, and they are just about done, but they are twice the size of anything that I put in as a onion set. So I'm pretty convinced I'm going to switch over to starting my onions by seed. It might be my soil, it might be my light, don't know what, but I cannot get a onion set to grow back here in this garden. I've grown them in other places on the homestead before. I used to have a big garden out in the field, and I grew huge onions with those sets. I just can't do it back here. So we're gonna keep trying, and we're gonna find a method that works here in this garden. And that's what you guys got to do too. You just got to get something that works for you. Not everybody has the same growing light, the same growing season, the same weather, same soil composition. So you just got to find what works for your garden. So that being said, these are green beans here. We've picked twice. We are actually going to can some green beans today yet. They are rocking. We've got the most green beans we've ever had here in this garden off of just this small row. There's maybe 8 feet. I got planted on both sides of the chicken wire here, and That's all I need. That's all we're gonna need to put up. And then we also got interplanted here is pinto beans, and we got peas. So let me see if I can find a pea here. But so the girls been coming out and just picking the peas and eating them. And the pintos are starting to get turning here. Let's see if I can see that one. That one's looking good. Got a little bit to go yet. Some of these peas are past their prime. But this is our first year growing pinto beans as well. But we had some that Roscoe had given us that he had canned. They were hands down the best pinto bean that we've had ever. So I said, let's try it. Let's try some this year. And we did, and it worked out really good. This row here is pickles. It's all pickles. We did get some pickles from Roscoe, and we canned those up. But this year I wanted to try some ourselves here just to see how they would do back here. And they've done really good. We've gotten one picking so far. Looks like we're about ready for another pick here too. So, yep, there's some nice ones in there. So this thing was loaded. There's a lot of pollinators in there right now. So I'm gonna try to leave them alone a little bit. I do want to show you guys the last few things that we have planted here. The very back of the garden, and it gets the least amount of light, and it's probably the worst spot for them. But we've got a couple pumpkins here that we started really late right here, and then this whole row I put in was zucchini, and we have not gotten one zucchini yet. So looks like one might be starting right there. Last year I grew zucchini back here. It was okay. We did get quite a bit, but this year I think with these two trellises sitting here, that was a bad idea to have put it in a low light situation and then put two trellises up that grew up, and these guys just don't get enough sun back here. So we might do some trading around or something for a little bit of zucchini. We do like to put some up and just freeze it. The last thing we've got is spaghetti squash, and we've had I think 4 or 5 hills of spaghetti squash here, and we are getting some small ones. There's one here, there's one over there. Lots of pollinators in here. It's doing really good as far as flowering. We just haven't got a whole lot of fruit off of it yet. So that's about it, guys. That's kind of the garden tour. This has been a real weird year for us, and I know everybody says that, but the weather's been off. It's not been ideal, and you know, some of our low light situation really puts a damper on some of the things we grow back here. So although I would like to cut down all the trees around here to have this big, you know, just sun-filled garden, I kind of like to have the trees because it actually shades the house and keeps the house cool. We have trees over here by the barn that we enjoy sitting under at the picnic table, things like that. I want to keep that kind of thing. So it does hamper our garden a tad. We seem to always get plenty off this garden every year. It's gotten bigger and bigger throughout the years, but we just keep improving the soil, improving our methods and how we do things. Next year, me and Candace have been talking about possibly not putting in as many flowers, or at least putting just a few different varieties in that we can either sell a few to the road or we just enjoy in the house. But we're kind of thinking about switching some of this up for next year, so you guys stay tuned for that. We've also got these little guys right here. Now this is our second batch of meat birds, and these guys got about a week or so, give or take, to go until they're going to go see freezer camp. But that's something else we have to plan for with our timing of picking things, preserving things, putting chickens in the freezer, that sort of thing. So I hope you guys enjoyed a little bit of an update here. I'm going to bring you guys along as much as I can with the preserving of everything that we've got out here, and hopefully we can help you guys out with some of your preserving needs, some knowledge, maybe some tips and tricks throughout the way. So that's about it. We appreciate it, guys. Hope you enjoyed this garden tour. We'll catch you on the next one.